In the spring of 2017, I had the honor of teaching knifesmithing classes at the Clearing Folk School in Door County, Wisconsin. Nestled in the north woods of Ellison Bay, towards the top of the peninsula, the school has been a safe haven for those looking to learn traditional art forms, as well as being a place to slow down and connect with the beauty of the surrounding landscape. In my 2 weeks while I was there, I did my best to capture key moments of my experience while teaching.
So I'm here in Door County, Wisconsin, teaching a knifesmithing class at the Clearing Folk School. For those of you who don't know, the Clearing is an absolutely beautiful school founded by Jens Jensen, famous Danish landscape architect and Renaissance man of many art forms. Founded the school to teach art in the North Woods, and the school is a testament to his life and legacy. And at the time when he founded it, there was no forge, but there is today. Past few years, the school has invested a lot of time, effort, love, and care into building the most beautiful forge workshop that I've ever seen personally, let alone worked in. And I'm honored to be the first ever inaugural teacher to teach a class here at the forge. So enjoy this glimpse of the week ahead. Thanks.
My students arrived at the school ready with excitement to learn the craft. None of them had prior experience in forging knives, but the incredible facility that we had to work within and the time ahead of us gave everybody involved a contagious optimism of what we could achieve. In my first week's class, we set out to forge simple mytho-northern knives, and by that we meant knives that were informed by history and practical function, but also that were inspired by our own ideas and inspired by the beautiful landscape that we found ourselves surrounded by. Once each student had designed their knife on paper, I set them out to learn the basics of each tool in the workshop. They learned the fundamentals of forging in both coal and gas forges, as well as utilizing the variety of power tools that we had on hand. Each student's knife was vastly different depending on their skill level and the level of complexity that they wished to aim at. Once their blades were finished, we moved on to the stage of crafting handles and sheaths. I encouraged each student to take their time and be meticulous in order to bring to life the vision that they had conceived on paper. Antler, iron, wood, and even stone from the shore of Lake Michigan next to our shop was used to craft their creative and incredibly unique handles and sheaths. By the end of the week, all of the elements came together. Guards were fitted, grips were glued and pinned, leather sheaths were stitched, and blades were sharpened to become the finished knives that my students had worked so diligently on. In the end, many of my students walked away with multiple knives that they were so proud of. And despite the fact that I've been working within this craft for over 15 years, I still learned so much from these amazing folks and was inspired by their enthusiasm and openness to try new things, no matter how difficult or intimidating a challenge may be. When my first class had ended and the weekend arrived, I decided to work late into the evening on personal projects of my own. I spent time forging pattern-welded steel for future knives and swords, more complex than anything I had crafted back at home. After working and resting over the weekend, I was finally then ready to take on the task of teaching my 3-day-long workshop class.
Visit my students in the second class. How's it going? Getting a little documentary video? We're getting there. Nice, it's beautiful. Here we are.
In my first week's class, we were able to explore knifesmithing with an eye for intricate detail. However, the fun that we experienced in the 3-day workshop class was found in the challenge of working at a fast and aggressive speed, which inspired everyone involved to learn and push themselves to take risks and try new things. I encouraged my students to design bold, integral knives forged out of a single piece of steel. Some took on the challenge by crafting unique blades that I could have never dreamt of, and some decided to go the extra mile and challenge themselves to make beautiful wooden handles for their knives. By the end of the class, everyone involved had successfully finished their knives to fully functional standards, and each student truly put a piece of themselves and their own personality into their one-of-a-kind blades. I'm so thankful for the team at the clearing for allowing me to come and teach this craft that I love so much amidst the beautiful landscape which I've found myself growing up in ever since I was a child. I'm looking forward to future opportunities to continue teaching the craft of bladesmithing at this amazing place.